making headlines this hour. The Deputy Minister of Tourism and Environment, Muhammad Yamin Ahmed, says the Maldives has the potential to significantly enhance its thriving tourism sector by actively integrating its rich culture, heritage, and folklore into its offerings. Data from the Ministry of Finance and Planning shows Maldives has registered a dramatic surge in environmental levies this year, collecting over $110 million in green tax revenue by mid-October. The US government and the UNODC donate sophisticated investigative equipment to the MPS aimed at significantly boosting forensic capability and tackling organized crime. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Minha Maroof. The Deputy Minister of Tourism and Environment, Muhammad Yamin Ahmed, says the Maldives has the potential to significantly enhance its thriving tourism sector by actively integrating its rich culture, heritage, and folklore into its offerings. Speaking at the International Mayors Forum on Tourism held in Changshu, China, Yamin highlighted the immense potential of these unique cultural elements to attract and retain visitors, thereby enriching their overall travel experience. Yamin expressed belief that encouraging tourists to explore cultural and historical sites and immersing them in the nation's traditional stories and practices will be key to achieving this expansion. The Deputy Minister also noted the robust and strengthening relationship between China and the Maldives, citing the Sinamala Bridge, built with Chinese assistance, as a prominent symbol of this close friendship. He acknowledged China's significant contributions to the development of Maldivian tourism and expressed gratitude for its ongoing support. Yamin conveyed his optimism that the cooperation between the two nations will continue to flourish, propelling the tourism industry to even greater heights. The International Mayors Forum serves as a vital platform for fostering international collaboration in the tourism sector. On the sidelines of the forum, the Maldives delegation engaged with Chinese mayors and tourism officials discussing strategies for mutual growth. The Ministry of Tourism and Environment underscored the significance of such forums, particularly given the Maldives' popularity among Chinese tourists, viewing it as an excellent opportunity to further solidify bilateral tourism ties and drive future advancements in the industry. Hussein Riza Adam, Member of Parliament for Mafushi constituency, resigns from his positions as both Chairman and Member of the Judicial Service Commission, JSC. Riza, who sat on the commission as the parliamentary representative, reportedly provided no specific reason for his sudden resignation. The JSC informed PSM News of Riza's resignation effective immediately. His tenure on the judicial watchdog began on 4th June last year when he was appointed as a member. He was subsequently elected as the JSC chairman later the same month, taking on a pivotal role in the commission responsible for overseeing the judiciary. Riza's resignation creates a significant vacancy within the 10-member Judicial Service Commission. According to the Judicial Service Commission Act, a new member must be appointed by the relevant authority, in this case, Parliament, to fill the void within 30 days of the vacancy occurring. The process to select his
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
ವಜೀಫಾಯಿಂಗ್ ಹೋದಣೀತ ನವೆಂಬರ್ 6 ಅಶಕ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಅವನ್ನ ವರ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಯ ಜಿಯಾರತ್ ಕೊಲ್ಲಾಗಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ ವಜೀಫಾಯ್ಕ ಕುರಿಮತ್ಲುಮ್ಗೆ ಫುರ್ಸತ್ ಲಿಬಿಗೆಂದಾಣ್
See you sooner of our expo.
Welcome back to PSN News in English. Data from the Ministry of Finance and Planning shows Maldives has registered a dramatic surge in environmental levies this year, collecting over $110 million in green tax revenue by mid-October. This figure represents a massive 105% increase compared to the $54.1 million collected during the same period last year, signaling both a powerful recovery in the tourism sector and the growing financial importance of sustainability-focused taxation. Data released in the ministry's weekly fiscal development report confirmed that the state generated $110.2 million in green tax revenue between 1st January and 16th October this year. The ministry attributed the exceptional growth directly to the robust recovery and expansion of tourism activity. Fiscal data aligns closely with tourism figures, with the Ministry of Tourism and Environment reported that 1.7 million tourists have visited the archipelago so far this year, a 10% increase over the 1.6 million visitors recorded in the corresponding period last year. The green tax, first introduced in October 2016, is a crucial environmental funding mechanism levied on tourists staying at resorts, guest houses and tourist tourist vessels. Guests at high-end resorts, safaris and hotels are charged $12 per person per night, while guest house vacationers contribute $6. Children under the age of 2 are exempt. The revenue generated from the green tax portfolio is earmarked exclusively for environmental conservation and development projects, largely concentrated in the atolls. These initiatives include vital infrastructure investments such as water and sewage systems, coastal protection, and critical clean environment projects across the islands. The United States, U.S. government, and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, donate sophisticated investigative equipment to the Maldives Police Service (MPS), aimed at significantly boosting forensic capability and tackling organized crime.
The donation package includes advanced Raman spectroscopy devices which allow for rapid, non-destructive analysis of forensic materials and access to specialized Federal Reserve Economic Data or FRED systems, enabling police to better track financial crime and illicit flows. MPS confirmed that the new tools will greatly enhance its investigative capacity, providing crucial technological leverage necessary for modern evidence processing and analysis. This strategic resource injection arrives during an aggressive nationwide police capacity building drive by the government. These efforts have successfully ensured establishment of police presence in all inhabited islands across the country, significantly expanding the public safety footprint. Additionally, the government is making substantial strides in securing the digital domain. Development is already underway for a comprehensive police cybersecurity operations center and data center. Officially described as the nation's shield and watchtower in the digital realm, these integrated facilities are designed to proactively identify, respond to, prevent, and reduce digital threats and cybercrime, solidifying the nation's response to modern security challenges.
Healthcare professionals from the Maldives and China jointly inaugurate a comprehensive symposium focused on enhancing fertility and newborn health services in the island nation. The week-long event brings together a delegation of 9 expert doctors from China, specializing in gynecology, pediatric, and obstetrics, to share knowledge and collaborate with their Maldivian counterparts. The symposium, attended by representatives from hospitals under the Malik Group of Hospitals (MGH) and several private healthcare institutions, was officially inaugurated by Ibrahim Abdul Razak Halim, CEO of the MGH. He emphasized the event's potential to strengthen the Maldivian health sector and propel the development of a modern healthcare system. He further highlighted the long-term commitment to these programs through the bilateral partnership aiming to bolster the Maldivian health system and enhance the competence of its medical personnel. Representing China, Ambassador of China to the Maldives, Kong Xianhua, underscored the initiative as a symbol of the strong relationship between China and the Maldives. As part of the symposium, the Chinese medical team will visit both government and private hospitals to exchange experiences. A pivotal outcome of the event was the signing of a permanent cooperation agreement between the Maldives and China. MGH CEO Abdul Razak and Secretary General Chen Rui of Chengdu Maternal and Child Health Association of China formalized the pact. This agreement establishes a framework of mutual assistance in education and training, capacity building, scientific research, and policy formulation, paving the way for numerous future exchange programs. This initiative builds upon past collaborations, including a training visit by 9 Maldivian doctors to China in August of this year. Public Service Media (PSM) officially opens applications for the prestigious 6-month PSM Media Fellowship 2025, a robust program specifically designed to train and produce the next generation of talented youth in the media field. The fellowship aims to enroll 15 participants who will work across PSM's vital TV production and news and current affairs departments, committing 6 hours of work per day. PSM said the core objective is to provide immersive learning opportunities, enabling participants to master news and program production skills and build a professional portfolio under the direct mentorship of national and international experts. Notably, the program offers a high-value incentive with the top-performing candidates who successfully meet the company's stringent criteria will be offered permanent employment opportunities at PSM upon completion. Eligible applicants must have completed the A-level examination, and successful fellows will receive a monthly salary of $324.25 along with a fellowship allowance of $194.55. Interested candidates are required to submit a comprehensive application package including their CV, national identity card copy, attested educational certificates, documentation of work experience, and a police report less than 4 months old before the deadline of 3 p.m. on 30th October. Applications can be uploaded via the PSM Careers portal at www.psm.mv/careers or submitted via email to recruitment@psm.mv. Slovak refiner Slovnaft, which processes mostly Russian crude and is part of Hungary's MOL group, says it is analyzing the possible impact on its operations of U.S. sanctions on Russian oil majors.
U.S. President Donald Trump imposed sanctions on Russia for the first time in his second term, targeting Lukoil and Rosneft as he tries to pressure Moscow into agreeing a ceasefire in Ukraine. The move drove up oil prices and left questions for Hungary and Slovakia, the biggest buyers of Russian oil in the European Union, after securing exemptions from EU restrictions. According to Iwona Wisniewska of the Warsaw-based Center for Eastern Studies, around 80% of Russian production is now facing sanctions, making alternative options more difficult. Refineries have already been making technological changes to handle more non-Russian oil. Hungarian Oil and Gas Group, MOL, operates refineries in Hungary and Slovakia reliant on Russian crude, and it last year ran into problems with deliveries when Ukraine, through which the Druzhba pipeline carrying supplies runs, sanctioned Lukoil. MOL struck deals to take ownership of the affected crude oil volumes at the Belarus-Ukraine border to keep flows coming then. MOL did not immediately comment on Thursday on the U.S. sanctions, which should come into effect later in November. Slovnaft processed 4.8 million metric tons of oil in 2024, of which 662,000 tons were non-Russian. MOL processes around 8 million tons in its Danube refinery in Hungary. Slovak and Hungarian government offices also did not reply to questions.
The leaders of Thailand and Cambodia signed an enhanced ceasefire deal in the presence of U.S. President Donald Trump, whose intervention in their fierce border conflict earned him a Nobel Peace Prize nomination.
The agreement builds on a truce signed 3 months ago after Trump called the then leaders of the two countries, urging them to end hostilities or risk their respective trade talks with Washington being put on hold.
Well, this is so exciting because we did something that a lot of people said couldn't be done, and we saved maybe millions of lives on this one peace deal itself. And I'll tell you what makes me so happy is the two countries we're dealing with, and the third that helped so much, I appreciate so much. Maybe it couldn't have been done without you, but they really like each other. I'm not used to that when I do these deals. Usually there's a lot of hatred. They liked each other.
Both sides blame each other for starting the 5-day exchange of rockets and heavy artillery, which killed at least 48 people and temporarily displaced an estimated 300,000 in their worst fighting in recent history. Trump has touted himself as a global peacemaker during his second term, and his decision to weigh in behind Malaysian Premier Anwar Ibrahim's mediation efforts led to Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet nominating him for the Nobel Prize, lauding his extraordinary statesmanship.
President Vladimir Putin says Russia successfully tested its nuclear-powered Burevestnik cruise missile, a nuclear-capable weapon Moscow says can evade any defense system and will move towards deploying the weapon. Russia's top general, Valery Gerasimov, chief of the General Staff of Russia's armed forces, told Putin that the missile traveled 14,000 kilometers and was in the air for about 15 hours when it was tested on October 21st. Russia says the 9M730 Burevestnik Storm Petrel, dubbed the SSC-X9 Skyfall by NATO, is invincible to current and future missile defenses with an almost unlimited range and unpredictable flight path. Putin said that he had once been told by some Russian specialists that the weapon was unlikely to ever be possible, but now he said its crucial testing has been concluded. He told Gerasimov that Russia needed to understand how to class the weapon and prepare infrastructure for deploying the Burevestnik. Gerasimov said that the missile had flown on nuclear power and that this test had been different because it flew for such a long distance, though the range was essentially unlimited. He said it could defeat any anti-missile defenses. Putin oversaw a test of Russia's strategic nuclear forces on land, sea and air to rehearse their readiness and command structure. Russia and the United States together have about 87% of the global inventory of nuclear weapons, enough to destroy the world many times over. Russia has 5,459 nuclear warheads, while the United States has 5,177, according to the Federation of American Scientists, FAS. The women of the Afghan refugee team represents their country in a tournament this weekend, say the decision to defy a Taliban prohibition on women playing sports sends a message to the world that they will not be denied.
Fatima Haidari, captain of the newly formed Afghan Women United, authorized to play in a FIFA-organized tournament in Morocco this weekend.
That's all we wanted all these years, after trying so hard to get what we truly deserve as a woman, our right to play and to represent our country.
The Taliban's ban on women's sports following their takeover of Afghanistan in 2021 prompted players to flee the country, fearing persecution. Now some of them will take part in the FIFA Unites Women's Series tournament that was moved to Morocco and gets underway. Haidari said it was a dream come true, anticipating she will be crying tears of joy when the squad lines up to play games against the UAE, Chad and Libya.
The inventor of the Rubik Cube, Erno Rubik, and Hungarian Grand Chess Master Judith Polgar launches the first tournament of their joint game called Rubik Chess in Budapest, in what Rubik says he hoped would remind people how to use our hands and minds.
Rubik Chess is a 5-round team tournament for students in pairs where one player takes on the role of a chess player and the other becomes a Rubik Cube solver. During the Blitz chess game, 3 randomly timed cube-solving breaks interrupt the match.
I was surprised. It's really, in my mind, it's two very different things, but there are one main thing what make the connection. We are using our mind. And naturally, for chess, you also need your hands to handle the figures, but with cubing, the hands have much more task and difficult one.
During these breaks, both cube solvers race to solve a scrambled 3x3 Rubik's Cube, and the faster solver gives a crucial time advantage to their teammate. Chess Grandmaster Judith Polgar also referred to the effect the growth of artificial intelligence has on people's memory muscle. At the first tournament, 50 teams of elementary school students participated. One partner played the chessboard, and at random times, gong sound signaled the time for the turn of the cubers to compete with the other team's cuber. Once the cube was solved, the chess game continued. They said the puzzle solver's performance influences the course of the chess game according to specific rules, so combining the two provides further lessons for youngsters about collaboration.
And that's all we have for now. Thank you for watching. Wish you all a pleasant day ahead.